just awesome. Like we're in a really nice place.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
We're doing alright, eh? Mount Langkawi is turning out to be very fruitful. These lovely little beaches tucked away we had no idea about. Yeah, social distancing, you know.
But you can find another shelter you can call your own. You can't push time. You can't push time.
We'd been anchored away in self-isolation at our little island home for a month now as we wait to see how the pandemic crisis evolved. Cases continued to rise and Malaysia extended their lockdown in 2-week increments. With no fresh food or internet left and we had a recent visitor, we decided to face the music and head back to town to learn more about our situation and keep Nandji well stocked for whatever happens next.
We've run out of fresh produce, so we've come back into town again, and we're gonna, Laura and I are gonna go and provision again, and it's always a nervous thing.
I'm not allowed to go to land because I'm the unsafe one.
Yeah.
He's highly protected.
Yeah, so Yoshi's gonna stay on the boat, and it's just gonna be Laura and I. So like they are trying to stop lots of people from moving at the same time, so limiting the amount of people that go to the shops and that sort of thing. So that's what we're doing.
Well, this kind of was sprung on by Customs and Immigration giving us a visit.
Yeah.
Which kind of just freaked us all out a little bit because they're really the first people we've seen in 4 weeks.
Said no one was really panicking and that there's very small amount of cases here, but that it would be a good idea to go replenish because it's been a few weeks for us.
Yeah, so
good luck, ladies.
All right, the biggest thing we're going to get today is fresh produce. That's what we really want to get today. So Quora Queens. Phew! We'd been living in solitude for quite a while, and returning to civilization, we had no idea what to expect. We hired a rental car for the expedition, and as there was still not a lot known about the virus, disinfected the surfaces we would be touching. We were leaving our safety zone and heading into public places and wanted to make sure we did our best to protect ourselves and the community. All right, here we are, let's do this. I know I said we only wanted fresh food, but with the world becoming more uncertain, we wanted to keep Nandji well stocked. So we paid a visit to my second favourite aisle, the can aisle.
I've been allowed out because the hardware shop is open.
During our accident on Nandji, we lost our cordless drill. It got submerged in water, so we need a new cordless drill. One of the other ways that we get water on Nandji is by catching rainwater, and we normally do this with a big tarp, and our old tarp is broken, so we need to get a new tarp so we can catch rainwater. All right, we got this waterproof tarp. Yes. You got your thing?
Yeah, how stoked am I?
Show us your thing.
2 for 1 as well.
Really?
Yeah, so I got an extra drill. So I got an impact drill and a compact drill.
That is so good.
Stoked.
All right, let's hand sanitize.
Our brief visit to town taught us that it was way too soon to be back around the public. COVID cases were on the rise, restrictions were becoming tighter, countries everywhere were closed, and all the world seemed to be in a state of confusion. It was a simple and easy decision for us to hoist some sail and go hide away from the rest of the world. It was becoming clear that any plans we had for this year and crossing the Indian Ocean were to change. Our early season window for the passage across to Mauritius had now been and gone, and the hopes of just heading to Indonesia to wait this out had also disappeared. With plenty of little islands to hide behind around the bottom of Langkawi, this was going to have to do. We cannot complain as we are in a beautiful, safe and friendly place and have a boat full of food. The best thing we can do is slow down, be patient, remain isolated and just enjoy our surroundings. We may not be sailing far for the time being, but the cruising life to us is more than just sailing. With anchorages like this to enjoy, the change of pace is somewhat welcome. To quote Senor Brady from the Delos crew, the Indian Ocean will still be there next year and the year after that. With plenty of activities to keep us busy and stunning scenery to explore, we settled into our new slice of paradise.
Oh, good boy.
Oi!
You can't go home. You can't go home. But you can find another shelter you can call your own. You can't push time. You can't push time. But you can ride out every wave like an alibi.
Shove it in.
Your past won't leave. Your past won't leave.
Okay. You gonna get?
It'll stay with them like it stays with me. You won't break free. You won't break free. 'Cause death is gonna get you like it's gonna get me.
Who's that? Get him! Get him!
To top it all off, the clouds have been brewing all morning. We had blue skies, and then you see those big puffy things just growing. We knew they were just going to turn into storm clouds come this evening, and sure enough, finally the rain's come. It's just awesome. Like we're in a really nice place.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
We're doing all right. Love a good rain. Needs a good shower.
We're running pretty low on fresh produce. I just used the last plate of the broccoli. Everything's getting a little bit on the softer and mushy side, but still able to make up a vegetarian curry. So we've got a chickpea curry tonight for dinner and brown rice. So still winning, still doing really good. How long have we been away from land?
Once again, we had lost track of time as each day casually rolled on by. Not seeing another boat or human now for 2 weeks, we decided to move Nandji to a new anchorage closer to a beach for the whipper to run. Around the corner from where we were just anchored, this stunning beach caught our eye. The anchorage was more exposed to any wind or swell from the south, but with that long beach out front, Marley is going to like this spot.
Sometimes you just need it. Sometimes when you live on the boat with a couple of females, the blokes have just got to get their space, you know. Me and Marley are just going for a bang. Bit of bloke time. Bit of time with the boys. Yeah, the boys. How's this one, Marley? Woo! Yeah, the boys.
Sailing with our dog really determines where we go and places we anchor. He's a big snoozer and like most whippets has 2 speed modes, either flat out or fast asleep. Having him on board makes us seek out quiet beaches like this where he can run amok. He's not a fan of toys or anything plastic and prefers to chase big sticks, but his favourite is coconuts.
These lovely little beaches tucked away we had no idea about.
We went to go into this little anchorage around the corner there where there's another yacht anchored, and yeah, social distancing, you know. Got to keep our distance. So we opted to stay in the bay here, and we got this sick beach. It's pretty nicky house. No one around, just us. So there's no complaints. We're just having a bit of a suss to see what we can find along the beach here. Big white sandy beach, never know. Look at that, Marley's already found something. What do we got here then?
There's a pathway through here. There's a cool little setup here, tables and chairs. There's a barbecue in the corner. Woo.
They must bring the tourists here.
Yeah, maybe jet skis or something. Yeah.
Oh well, thanks for the setup, team. Is that a barbie? Get out of it. Cook a couple of good chickpeas on that.
What do you think this tool is?
A monkey jabber.
It is a monkey,
It's a monkey
jabber.
jabber.
Get away from my food! Get out!
Probably the correct use for it.
Okay, maybe it's not a monkey jabber.
Jungle dog.
It's like 10 degrees cooler here on land
nice,
in the
eh?
shade. We still have the breeze and we've got this shade, so it's quite nice.
Got ourselves a fire pit too. Might need to collect wood and operate a little land show. It's just sick. We've got a table of chairs, barbecue, fire pit. I think we've done alright here. That's it. I'm moving in. Bloody live here. Got kids here. Got dogs here.
Cool on my feeder.
Moving in was exactly what we did. The change of seasons meant the days were calm, but really, really freaking hot. As Nandji has no air conditioner, the shade of the jungle was a welcome hideaway from the sun. Apart from the odd visiting fishermen into the bay, the feeling of seclusion was amplified by the noises of the jungle, and it felt like we were a long way from anything and anyone.
Found a holder for my machete.
Looks good, babe. Our days were mainly filled with beach time and swims, and then in the evenings we would sit around our campfire. As the world around us was cautiously trying to navigate the pandemic, we felt extremely lucky to be living on our boat and being able to hide away from civilization, living off grid amongst nature.
Just getting a little bit rolly, but we want to stay here for another night, so we thought we'll put a stern anchor out, and to do that we needed a flotation device. So we saw something up here yesterday and we're going to go, Yosh is going to jump in and go and grab it now and see if we can use that to help with this roll.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. This one's a bit squashed, it's got a hole in it. That rope thing's broken too. In Indo, we lost our little foamy that we would put on the stern anchor, so I might just need to use a fender instead. It was worth a try. Recycle, reuse.
There are not many more frustrating things than a rolly anchorage. After rigging up the lines for the stern anchor, we needed to move Nandji so our bow was facing into the swell.
Keep carrying, I'll just push you around a bit. You're pretty tight there.
We did this by Bonita going astern with Nandji and me using flubber as a tugboat to push her big butt around and dragging the anchor chain across the bottom, pivoting on the main anchor until everything is directly into the waves. Then attaching the stern line on the windward side, I paid out enough line until it was tight and then dropped the anchor.
Yeah, so we got the stern out, and just to really tighten it and set it, we'll just pick up the slack on the anchor chain. We've got like 35 metres out, we're in 4 metres of water, so we've got plenty of chain out, so we can definitely pick up a bit of slack. And that'll just tighten up and set that anchor, and that should keep us bow into this swell. We'll be able to sleep well tonight.
It's been a beautiful day, just kicking around with the nice and sunshine, but we're in the change of seasons here at the moment, and so those little clouds you see in the morning really brew up into some monstrosities by the evening, and there was this big old cloud front that was coming over the top there. It looked cool as, but you can see the wind gusts coming at us, so
We've bunkered down.
just got to hunker everything down. Be prepared for the wind and rain. Yet another month of lockdown had steadily rolled on by, and every afternoon began looking something like this. The harsh reality of our first wet season on Nandji in 4 years was now upon us. It is time to re-evaluate our plans, or lack thereof, and adapt for the coming months. Thought I was getting a lot. So Laura's time on Nandji has now come to an end. I've just dropped her off on land with all her things. We've been hanging out for a couple of months now, just waiting for the well to heal, but it's pretty obvious that nothing is changing in a hurry now, and we're going to be stuck here for quite some time. All the countries are closed. We can't leave here. The lockdown is in full effect. The change of seasons has really come into play now, and just being a bit more confined and stuck on the boat, and I'm sure anyone who's lived in a small space with a number of people, it can get difficult at times. Yeah, so Laura's just gone on to land now, and she'll be able to have all the power she needs. Nandji's 100% self-sufficient upon solar, and now with the change of seasons with all the clouds, we're definitely struggling with the amount of power to supply the needs for everyone on board. So yeah, it was good having her on board. We really enjoyed our time, but I guess we move on to the next phase of lockdown now, which is hanging out and sitting here at anchor. We've got a package that's just arrived in the post though, which is really exciting. So we're looking forward to doing a few boat jobs now on Nandji, and really getting her over prepared for whatever will happen next, whenever that will happen. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. You alright, mate? Yeah.